Ruben, your first game at Old Trafford, it was kind of written in the stars, wasn't it, that it was going to be a win?
Yeah, I was hoping, and everybody here, you feel the enthusiasm in the people. I don't want to disappoint the fans, and we. All of us want to believe in this new idea, so we need to win games, and we did that. I think we improved from the last game. I know it's a different game, a different competition, but we improved certain things. We show more moments with the ball, control more the tempo. I think we suffered 2 goals in transitions, but we were controlled the game. But it was really important for me to see that we suffered 2 goals in the difficult moment, and they continue to play in the same way. That is important, is a message for me. And then we turn around the result and think we deserve it. We should kill the game before the end of the game, and then the last 10 minutes was all together, suffering, all the stadium, and we won.
I wonder what's more important, the win or everybody being able to see the improvement, because it was quite clear that there was an improvement. What do you think is more important?
The win is always more important because it's not everything, but in this moment, win is more important. When you are in the club like our club, you have to win first, and then we will reach a point that win is not enough. You have to play well because you are in Manchester United. So we have to manage all these things without training. But I felt the same. We have a lot to improve, but we improve already since the Ipswich game.
Loads of individual performances tonight that I thought were excellent, but none more so than Nus Mazraoui, who didn't put a foot wrong all night.
It's an incredible player. It's our future because he played in different position. It looks like always fresh, but we have to be careful. There's a lot of games, and he here to stay. This kind of players is what we need.
Just finally, there has been so much attention on your system, on the formation. Why? Why is everybody so focused on that when actually during the game there's 3, 4, 5 different ways that you play?
Yeah, and today we defended as a 4-4-2. Was really clear. So I don't know why. You have a lot of teams playing with 3 central backs and they build up with 3. I don't know. It's maybe because I played all my career as a coach in the same system, so I don't care also. And I'm happy that they call it these 3 central backs. I'm happy about that.
Ruben, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ruben, congratulations. How do you feel? How does it feel to win your first game at Old Trafford, and how was the atmosphere?
The atmosphere was incredible, and was a little bit of relief. You know, the first win is always the most difficult one in the hard game, but I think we deserve it. The win, we create more chances, we control more of the game, we suffer 2 goals in transitions, and we have a lot to improve, but like I said, I think we deserve the win.
That's a question. Any areas you think that, or you feel that the team can still improve?
Oh, all of them. It was a good game with good moments, but we have a lot to improve.
What can fans expect from the team moving forward after this winning?
Winning games is the most important thing, and they want to see a structure, an idea. They want to see a team that controls the game, that dominate the game, and can score more goals and try to have clean sheets. But it will take time. But we won, and you continue to the next game.
Final questions, Ruben. Next match is going to be in the Premier League against Everton. What's your focus for this match?
It's recover the players. That is the important point, and we will study the opponent. We have to be prepared for a difficult game, different from this one. More long balls, second balls. We have to be ready for the fight, and then we have to improve with the ball in some details. But let's enjoy today and then think about everything tomorrow.
Congratulations again. Thank you.
2 goals. I think more importantly, the win for Manchester United. How does that feel?
Yeah, obviously very good. New system, new ideas. I think again today we made a step in the right direction, but obviously it's going to take some time. Again, like you said, 3 points at home, and it's good.
I think that's what everybody kind of expected. It was not the finished article straight away, but a step in the right direction. Did it feel like that on the pitch today?
Yeah, 100%. I think the idea is getting a little bit better under the skin, but obviously it needs to take time. The manager just came in, we work very hard on the training pitch. We haven't had any days off, so we just work on the training pitch. And for me personally, I think the style suits me very well, and I'm very happy for the new boss is here.
You got yourself in two very similar areas for the two goals, despite the two finishes being quite different. Which was the favourite, the touch and finish, or getting in behind?
I don't know. I've been told the first goal was very good, but the second one is a real Rasmus goal, if you like to say that, like sliding in the ball and running hard on the first post, and a good pass from Manuel.
I think that's a really good assessment. The first goal is incredible. When you see it back, you'll realise just how good the first touch was before the finish. But if I was going to say what goal's the Rasmus Højlund goal, that would have been it. What more is there to come? Because obviously you got much better service, those either side of half time, when everybody was sort of on the same page. Do you think there's more of that to come?
Hopefully. I think it's we're still very early in the process of learning this new system. Obviously, there's players who has to play in different positions that they have been used to, and obviously also new roles for different players and for me as well. But I think this style of football, I wouldn't say it's the same, but it reminds me a little bit about how I played in Atalanta, which is a 3-4-3, and it's a very direct and very front-footed football, and which I love.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
In charge. So victory for Amorim in his first night here at home. Owen and Karen, overall, what did you make of the performance?
Well, they won the game, and that's the most important thing. I think obviously going forward, scoring goals was an important thing he wanted to address. He did that today. I think he's still working on trying to find the best balance in the team. Obviously, Bruno played as a 10 in the first game, played a little bit deeper today. A lot of people are playing different positions, so it's going to take a bit of time to see these players in different positions, and then he can work out what he wants his best team to be. But I haven't seen Kobbie Mainoo yet. But it's a work in progress. But I thought today was address the goal scoring, but I still think he's going to work on the balance as a whole.
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, is it, Karen? This is only his second competitive game in charge of Manchester United, and he's been working with these players for only around about a week, because, of course, some of them were away on international duty, as well as the manager himself comes out to join us pitchside now. Ruben, we appreciate you coming out to join us. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
First of all, congratulations. Yes, right there. Congratulations on your first win. When we spoke, you said it was going to be special experiencing Old Trafford for the first time, but only if you won the game. So, happy?
Yeah. Of course, I see what everybody sees. Good moments, difficult moments, some confusion in the end, trying to hold the result, but the lads did a great job. I think they ran, they press, they tried to do the things that we worked these 3 days, and we won.
The fans are taken to you already. There's quite a few of them that have stayed behind here just to see you come out here, Ruben. How does that feel to get the applause from them and to feel accepted by these fans already?
The first thing is that half of the stadium doesn't know me. Doesn't really know me. I came from Portugal, and I did nothing for this club yet. So the way they make me feel at home, it's so special, you know. It's not after something, it's before something. This is something special, and I will keep this to the end of my career.
I mean, we were here just before the players were going to come out, before your first game, which is a really special thing. And I could feel the energy. I've been covering these games for 10 years. And actually the energy before the game was really, everybody was excited, because I think everybody's looking forward to, obviously, the football you played at Sporting, which was super successful. I think these fans, they just want to be taken on a journey, you know. I think, and that's why it was so exciting just to be here for for your first game. What was your first game like as a United manager at home?
I was like a real ride. So we start very well,
Yeah.
and then we suffer 2 goals in 2 transitions. I like the way the players continue to play our game. I can feel the crowd when it was 2-1. Sometimes we won the ball, and we had problems, I think, in the past that we give the ball too much. So the mindset now is to keep the ball. Sometimes they have to go forward. So they are really trying, but I think we deserve the win.
Is that why you played Bruno as a centre mid, maybe just to get a little bit more control because he's so good on the ball?
You can feel that is the most experienced player.
Yeah.
The tempo. Sometimes we start the play and is the right man to start with the tempo of the play. Then they play with the back 4. They close really inside. We try to switch play all the time, and Bruno is the best one doing that. So that's why I think he's a midfielder. If you see this game, Mason Mount always with his back for the goal. It's hard, and Bruno it's better with the goal in front.
Ruben, congratulations first and foremost, but does every game feel like an experiment for you because of the lack of training time? You've just got to go with certain risks, different players, different positions. Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, and I get anxious because I don't know what will happen. You know, because you don't control nothing at the moment. We are trying to see different things. Of course, we have an idea for each game, but I don't know the players, and we don't work a lot together. So we go to the game excited because you want to see different things, but at the same time you are a little bit anxious and nervous because you don't know how the game will go.
Everton here on Sunday then, Ruben. What's the one thing that you want to take from this game into that one?
The results. That's the most important thing. The environment. I think we improve, of course, in different game from Ipswich, but we improve in the quality with the ball. We had more chances. We were more dangerous. But we'll have to change players. You can feel it. We try to press all the time. I think in the last 10 minutes was tough, and it's different for the players. I felt Rasmus was dead. I felt that some players were really tired. Anthony came from injury. He had to go out of the game. I think we did like 4 substitutions because of the fitness of the players, not thinking about what is the best for the game. We are in that moment. We need the squad all together, fit, and you have to take some risks, and that's it.
Well, we hope you enjoyed your first experience at Old Trafford as a manager, and we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ruben, thank you. See you very soon. Speak to him now. Owen, Karen, we were talking about that before the game, about how he's such a great communicator and how honest he is with his assessment.
Honestly, it's amazing how open he is in some of the words that he uses. I think in the past, no managers wouldn't have used those words, saying you're a bit anxious. That's normal because you actually don't know the outcome of the game. But actually, for him to actually say that is really refreshing because he wants these guys to try, play with a little bit more risk. That comes with a little bit of risk with that. But such an incredible communicator, and how his energy and how warm he is. That's why these fans are going to sing his name, because he plays good football. He's honest, he's open, and he wants the best for these players and for this football club. And yeah, I really like him. I just think he's a breath of fresh air.
But the thing is, we all watch the games. We've watched the games time and time again. So that honesty is because we've all seen Man United and seen what he's up against. So when he makes those changes, at least he says, well, I've got to see them. And he keeps saying, I don't have the training time. I've got to test them. And the interesting point that I took from that is the fitness. The fitness of the players. Man United have had injuries, and Ten Hag said he never was able to pick his best 11, his best team. Well, he's got to get to that level because the difference of having a Shaw in your team is massive. We saw that tonight, what difference that makes, and keeping Mount fit makes a difference. So that's an interesting part. They will have to run and get fit to this team.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Kobe Mainoo. He's such a special young player. You'd think he'd kind of almost walk into that midfield. Ugarte I thought, played really well today. So there's a lot of people that they're going to get opportunities. But it was nice to see actually Højlund, step up and score some goals. He's a super talented young man. And I think there's so much potential in him, and that's a good thing about Ruben Amorim. He's brilliant with young players. He saw what he did with Victor Gyökeres. I'm sure he could do that with Rasmus Højlund as well, and obviously with Marcus to play. There's so many different options to come, and just be exciting to get Euro back fit, Shaw back fit. Mazraoui plays amazing every time he plays, so there's a lot of potential here.
But I think I don't think they've got money to spend, Owen.
No.
So I think he has to work with this group. He's got to push and challenge them fitness-wise, tactically. He has to take these risks because January, I think it was a risk bringing him in on financial fair play, even his fee coming in. So this is the group he's got to work with. So he's got to get them to the level, and the confidence has got to come as well.
So it was a 3-2 victory for Manchester United over Bodo Glimt here at Old Trafford in Ruben Amorim's first home game in charge of the club. And Spurs conceded late on at home against Roma, that one finishing a 2-2 draw. But what about that for Rangers? Away from home, they beat Nice by 4-1, and that means that the Europa League phase table looks like this, with Rangers currently in the automatic places. They're in the top 8, there they are in 8th place, Spurs just behind in 9th, and Manchester United's victory tonight means they move up into 12th in the league phase table. So where do you think this leaves United in terms of that automatic qualification? It's there for the taking now, isn't it, Owen, with 3 games left to go? Do you still expect them to qualify automatically?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they control their own destiny, and that's all you can ask for. I think obviously it's still a little bit of a work in progress. But if they get it right with Tottenham, they're one of the favourites to win this competition. If you can win this and then get into the Champions League, I mean, that would be amazing.
It was Ruben Amorim's first home game here, Karen. Let's take a look back at the goals, because it was a fast start for them as well, scoring in just 51 seconds. That's the start he wanted.
Yeah, dream start. I mean, Højlund starts the press there. It's big distances, but he gets there. He's powerful, he's quick, and don't know what the goalkeeper's thinking, to be honest. And Garnacho's thinking, thank you, Rasmus, you've given me a gift here. But like you can see from this angle now, get up to the ball, cut off passing angles, and then it's really simple, and it's an error, but it was an absolute dream start.
To be fair, Rasmus done really well because he stopped him going to the left. I think initially goalkeeper was going to take it across his body to the left, but Rasmus just delayed him for a second and made him think, and obviously once he took that touch, he was way too quick for him. He was always going to win it. But brilliant pressing. That's what Rasmus is really good at. Obviously, he's quick, he's powerful. But pressing-wise, he should be an absolute beast up there.
United's habit of conceding goals in quick succession, though, did not leave with Erik ten Hag, unfortunately for them. Bodo Glimt scoring twice in the space of 4 minutes.
Yeah, and to be fair, we didn't give them enough credit before the game. They're a really good footballing side, with some big wins in European competitions. Manchester United only got 2 in midfield there. They're a bit too easy to play through. Obviously, we see one of the centre-backs steps up. Ugarte fills in for Mazraoui there, and then the cutback's on. But I'll tell you what a finish that is. And again, this is what Amorim wants. He wants Mazraoui to step in there. Obviously, he steps in. Ugarte covers for Mazraoui is meant to be. And where does the ball end up? Exactly where Ugarte was. So a few little things they're going to have to work on, especially when people step out. But take nothing away from the finish. It was top draw.
I think Mazraoui stepped in when he came over there. He said that's what he wants from him, but it's just about the rest of the team. And then this goal, look, when you go player for player pressing, I'm not going to be too harsh on Malacia because he's been out for a year and a half. So it was a risk putting him in from the start. He's only played 45 minutes, I think, for the under-21s. So when everyone's going player for player and that ball in behind, it's a foot race, he's a good player. I think that's just a fitness. And I don't want to be too harsh on him, like I said, but it's a good finish. But that can't happen moving forward. He's either got to get up to match fitness or he's going to play a different way. And when you notice when he brought Dalot on and Shaw on as well, just a little bit on the back end, it was more comfortable at the back.
Yeah, how worrying is it for United that they can be exposed like that in this system?
Well, teams are going to look at that and they're going to work on that, because obviously when the centre backs are going to step into midfield and try and turn it over, but actually the one ball over the top, you're in 1v1. So I think you'll see teams do that, especially Everton on the weekend. Look, you're a little bit vulnerable there, and if Malacia lets it bounce like he does, anything could happen. So obviously it was there was a lot of positives for Mazraoui stepping up, but also if they play over the top, you're in trouble.
Credit to United for fighting back in this game as well. They're 2-1 down. They've just conceded those 2 quick goals, as we just pointed out there. But just before half-time, what a great time for Højlund to get this goal.
But again, it's Mazraoui. He steps in, he wins it. Great composure. He's so calm. You never see him make a mistake. I'll tell you what, though, the touch from Rasmus. in the finisher is absolutely exceptional.
Great goal.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is what Amorim wants. This is how he plays Sporting. Everybody's super high in the opposition's half, but the touch and the finish from Rasmus, and that's exactly what Manchester United need. Somebody that can fill in and be that number 9. Rasmus can do that. That will give him a ton of confidence, Karen.
It's just instinct. You don't even think. It just comes to his control and then bang. So it's a tidy finish. And then this one then was the icing on the cake, really, for Rasmus Højlund as well. Nice little build-up play, patient. I think Mount does really well to get the flick in behind him, then the run in. And then again, it's a great ball. And I like Rasmus Højlund because he doesn't make his run outside the width of the goal, because then it makes it a little more difficult to finish. He tries to stay in there, gets across strong, then he gets his rewards.
Mason Mount had some really good touches today, clever. You know, little flicks there. Obviously, Ugarte makes a little running behind, but when they're that dominant, which he wants them to be with the ball, basically everybody's 30 yards from the opposition's goal, and it allows players to make runs off the back of people. That's Ugarte, your defensive midfield player. So a lot of positives, I think, from that in scoring 3 goals. But still, I think Amorim, I think he'll want to work on the kind of the balance and the defensive shape and mechanism, because there's still a few gaps in midfield.
Yeah, it's not been an easy start to the season for Rasmus Højlund, though. Getting those 2 goals tonight, you know, he started the season injured. He's had to work back to his fitness. How much will that help him? Do you expect him to be the starter up front on Sunday?
I do. In all of that, he's young. He's young, and it's a heavy burden playing up top for Man United. And what I would say is sometimes with his wingers, he's not always given the service, but tonight that will be absolute confidence for him. He's got power, he's got pace, he's pressing, 2 goals. Brilliant for him.
Everton here on Sunday then, Owen. We've already spoken about the fact that this is a work in progress under Ruben Amorim, that he's going to have to learn a lot. The players are going to have to take in a lot of information whilst they're competing to win points. And as you say, there are some players, Karen's pointed it out, that aren't necessarily suited to this system. And the word from inside Manchester United is they aren't going to be given a lot of budget in January to bring in new players. Their preference is that Amorim improves the players that he has here. But how difficult is that going to be?
Well, I think that, look, they got a lot of good players. Do they have the players capable enough to win in the Premier League, Champions League? Probably not. That's going to take time to sort the recruitment out. But I think the most important thing is that they get results. Obviously, Everton on the weekend, look, it's a tough game. But at home, you'd expect them, you know, to win that game. Everton's going to come and play different than Bodo Glimt did. You know, the ball might be in the channel a little bit more, and there'll be a lot of second balls and set pieces. So tough fixtures, especially the Arsenal one coming up, I think, after that. But they need to find a way to get results. Today they didn't play brilliantly, but they found a way to win the game, which is the most important thing.
One of the other things that Ruben Amorim pointed out in his press conference is the fitness of these players. He's clearly not happy with how fit they are. It's one of the things he just said to us here as well, is that he had to make substitutions based on the fitness of these players. But that's also going to take time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think there's definitely time in 60 minutes, bringing players on for the 30 minutes to build them up. And there's a player like Yoro still to come back in, which I think in this system that he wants to play will be huge. Getting Shaw back in has been huge tonight. So certain players coming back in, giving Mount those minutes as well. I think he has the players in certain positions. I'm still worried about the centre midfield. I still think that if he wants to be high and aggressive, I still think that's the area that he's going to keep tweaking with. And against Ipswich, he switched Eriksen and Casemiro. Wasn't quite sure. Tonight he's put Bruno a bit deeper. But the fitness is a problem. You know, Sporting run. They ran. He has to turn his Man United team into a team that run, press and go at big distances. So that, again, will take time.
What is that solution in midfield then with the players he currently has?
I don't think he has the personnel that he had at Sporting. I think if you're going to play 2 in there, they need to be 2 super athletes and cover the distances. And I'm not sure they have that as such. I think they got some really good players, different players, but he might have to tweak it that maybe one of those 10s drops in and one of the wing backs gets a little bit higher for the width. But I think playing 2 in there against, say, an Arsenal or a City, I think that's going to be really, really difficult.
Owen, you were very positive before the game. Are you feeling just as positive now?
To be fair, the fans make me positive. Ruben makes me positive, and they found a way to win the game. I think it's a work in progress. We need to be patient, but they're getting there.
It's good to see you both smiling anyway.
Was I not positive?
Yeah, you were. Thank you for your company. Don't forget that the highlight show is coming up for you next on TNT Sports 1 with more reaction. We will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Now in the Europa League, a much needed victory, first home game in charge. We'll pick up our analysis of that second half with ultimately the moment that decided the night, Rasmus Højlund's second goal to make it 3-2. Look, we know all about his talent. It's just about whether they can mould him into the centre forward that Manchester United need.
Yeah, and we spoke about half-time about playing between the sticks and getting yourself into a position to score goals, and he done it really well there. And I think the build-up play will be something that the manager would be really pleased with. They found Mount sort of in that pocket that they like to see. His little flick around the corner is perfectly after Ugarte's run, so you see that there. And first time ball across the box. So often with United's sort of a second line of attack, they take a touch, they try and shoot, they try and do some tricks, but he just whips it across the box and Højlund's in there to finish it perfectly. And
as you've said before, the kind of player who looks like he will respond to a manager putting his arm around him, pumping up his tyres a little bit, trying to get that confidence that he's been bereft of, given the fact that he's played a lot of minutes, not maybe had so many good chances, and he's had a good look at him now. He left him out there for the entire game. He's probably in pole position, certainly to play in that central role ahead of Rashford at this point.
I would have thought so. I think him coming to United for the fee that he came for, I think everyone expected him to already be the finished article, and he's still a young lad. And when you watch him play at times, he looks like someone who needs guidance.
Yeah,
he needs to be told. He needs to be learned. He needs to learn the game. And when you're playing up front with wingers like Rashford and Garnacho, who don't like to cross the ball, they like to cut in and do their own thing and create their own opportunities for themselves, it's very difficult for him. So that type of ball that he's received tonight from Ugarte is perfect for him. He's a big lad, he can use his strength, gets in front of the centre half, and it's a simple tap in for him. And we've seen with his first goal as well tonight, his touch is there, his quality is there, he just needs the opportunities.
Let's look at some of Manchester United's chances, because they shouldn't have found themselves in a position where, had they conceded that late free kick, it would have been 3-3. They had ample opportunities.
They did. Mason Mount, I thought, had a really good game in that position that he played. It looked unfortunate with the crossbar. This, again, you know what's going to happen with Garnacho. He always wants to cut inside, and this is the one that he knocked wide and sort of smiled it off a little bit. And Rashford, really good run, good timing, good first touch. Head down, just no accuracy on the shot, but these are really good opportunities for United, and we're going, will the manager be happy with the performance? I'm not really sure. Them three go in and the other one goes in at 6-7-2.
You look at the reaction of the players in those instances, and it's almost an admission of guilt. We've become used to watching Manchester United front three players be wasteful and miss chances like that, whereas Gary says in commentary it may appear a little bit harsh. At this level, or at least at the level that Manchester United once were at and would hope to get back to, you've got to at least hit the target in those cases.
Absolutely, and you can almost not excuse Rashford, but he's had one opportunity and he screwed it wide. Garnacho's had three really good chances to score, and he's laughing and thinks it's okay, and it's not okay, because in the first half he had 3 or 4 really good opportunities to assist goals, and his final ball wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
In the end, he's going to be judged on his numbers. How many goals does he get? How many assists does he get? And at the moment, he's not reaching. He's reaching the numbers for where Man United are now, which is a mid-table team.
Yeah.
But for them, where they want to go, they can't carry players like that. They can't just be expected to go, oh, he's been here a long time. People and players need to start up in that game.
One of Garnacho's wasted opportunities came in the 75th minute, where this is just a little kind of snapshot of United's evening.
Yeah, Dalot, who generally doesn't make mistakes, just with no concentration on the pass really, and Onana gets away with it here, I think. I know it's probably accidental in terms of the handball, but it does handle it.
Yeah.
But then you see the good part of United, and Diallo is a player who again is sort of livened up the team and looked even really sharp when he came on tonight. Good link up with Rashford, and they work it really well. So much time, space, that can't be the finish. There has to be something where the keeper's making a save, but you can see he probably touched it 2 or 3 times there, the keeper, and he didn't mean to do it, I know that and stuff, but some referees you can see possibly going to the VAR and giving red cards. But from here, Diallo, this is a player who I think has real high potential. The way that he can lift his head up, he can see the pass, he knows when players are in better positions than himself, picks out a great ball, and with Garnacho, he's almost there, but that final bit, which is the hardest bit, I'm sure, for forward players to to perfect. He needs to improve on what we're seeing so far.
Let's look back at the first half goals, because there's lots to admire about 2 or 3 of them certainly, and in Manchester United's case, look, it's a gift that puts them in front inside 52 seconds.
It was a gift, but it was good pressing by them, and Garnacho sneaks in to get the reward. This is the one on the edge of the box. Evian has so much space on the edge of the box. We spoke about transitions for United, and again this one quick ball beats the whole back line. Malacia looking a little bit like a player who hasn't played for 2 years, and Zinchenko gets in and takes it really well, but you watch Martinez running out there to the mid-left position and just leaving acres of space. You're looking for De Ligt to come over and cover, but once Martinez leaves him exposed like that, it's too much. The space is too big. Mazraoui, another player who's done really well, I think, this season. Yeah. Again, he played really well tonight, and he set up the equaliser for Highland, who showed another part of him where he can control it and shoot really quickly before the defenders can get around him. He took it really well, and yeah, it's like I said, there was some really good bits for United, and I'm sure there's parts of it the manager's going, I really like that, that's really good, that's something that we can work with going forward. The problem is without the ball, United, and it has been for a long time, and it's going to take more than a couple of training sessions to fix it. And
how much of that, because you look at those 2 goals in the space of 2.5, 3 minutes, whatever it was, at that point in the game, even in here we were thinking, okay, the alarm bells are ringing all over the place, that they're so exposed and players are in 5 yards of space in the middle of the penalty area. How much of that, what they look like without the ball, is down to understanding the system, and more importantly maybe just work rate? Again, we're back to that, we saw it again in the second half. Certain players are willing to put a shift in, others aren't, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. Like for Bodo Glimt are a reasonably good side. They can be effective, but look, that's not where United need to be setting their benchmark, and to be cut open twice in the space of 3 minutes by 2 very poor goals is extremely worrying.
It is, and if you look at them, they probably come from players working too hard and not just being disciplined and doing their job. So the first goal, there's a pass on the halfway line and Bruno Fernandes is trying to cut it out, and it's like, just go back 5 yards, be in the position where the ball's going to be. You're not going to win that one. Yeah. Be in your position. Yeah. But because he runs towards the ball, they play it in behind him, and he hasn't got the legs really to get back and cover his position where he should actually be. Okay. But he's being honest, he's trying to do something good for the team, but the best thing he can do is think and just go back and be in position. Yeah. Same then on the second goal, Martinez has thought, that's my man up there, I need to go to him. The clever thing is, right, I've made one mistake. The second mistake is then he's going to go to the ball. So the first mistake is he's let the guy go. The second mistake is he thinks that he has to go and mark him, and the ball is put into his position and they score. Well,
I think that's a really good point, and it leads me then to, without looking to offload everything onto Erik ten Hag, who probably got a little bit more stick than he might have deserved, certainly at times. I think it's going to take a while for Ruben Amorim to get much more change out of the United squad as he has it currently. But is that a legacy of Erik ten Hag, that players were, whatever system was deployed wasn't working, and players took it upon themselves then, they're firefighting their way through 90 minutes, and that'll only get you so far? Like, the system has to be key.
Yeah, I would say you have to look at the players and wonder about their game understanding and their game intelligence, because you can't just charge around the pitch and think you're going to get away with it, because if I think it's all about me and I run around all the pitch, someone else has to cover my spaces, and then their space gets exploited by someone else. So it's, United's players, I don't know whether it's because of the results and they think they have to be winning. It's small steps for them now, and they just have to be disciplined and take their time and realise, right, I could have won that, but if I didn't win it, they might score. So I'll just leave it and I'll just relax, and someone else can do their job.
The percentages a little bit, and over time then everything will look after itself.
And it's a team, it's not individuals. They have to work better as a team without the ball.
Okay, well, one of the players who worked well on both sides of the ball tonight, Mazraoui, again. Let's get over to Old Trafford and get his thoughts.
Very tough game, but you are strong to come back and to win in the second half.
Yes, I agree. Tough game. But at the end, a good win, a well-needed win in the Europe League, and eventually, the first home game for the new coach, directly a win. That's good, a good basic to build on.
About the new coach, not to compare, just to understand. What's the difference of the management? What the speech to speak with you tactically, individually, collectively?
I think everybody sees that. We have a new style of play now. We play more with 3 in the back. You can say, name it however you want, but you see a new style of play. You see also some good football. He encourages to be confident in our play, wait till the right moment, be in the right positions. I'm not going to say too much, otherwise other teams know how we play. So, but it's starting to be clear for everybody.
Personally, big performance, especially with the assist at the end of the first half.
I'm happy with the assist. Always, I'm happy to help the team in any way. Now I'm the right centre back, so I'm not usually have to be the guy to make the assist, but I'm happy to help the team in any way.
Yeah, and it will look, as we've said a million times, and we'll probably still be saying it in 6 months' time, towards the back end of this season and into the summer. It's going to take a lot of time. And to pick up on your previous point as well, he's probably a good example of somebody who seems selfless in what he'll give to the team. There's notably 3 or 4 others that clearly you can see that in their performance. But there are players, and Bruno Fernandes is one, Rashford another, who it's a tricky decision for Ruben Amorim now as to whether or not he wants to keep them, whether he wants to offload them at a time where they might get value in the market for them and bring in players that he feels will fit his system better. And ultimately, his Manchester United career might live and die by those decisions, so there's a lot going into that. I don't know tonight, what did we see from Bruno Fernandes? You picked him out pre-game about the fact that a lot of his biggest talents are also his feelings.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one, because for a player of his standing in football, he's part-time, I suppose, captain of Portugal, he's captain of Man United, he's got loads of caps, he's played in all these big games. Sometimes I look at him and I don't think he understands the game. I don't think he grasps the sort of understanding of team and teammates.
Yeah.
He just seems that I think maybe having the captaincy doesn't help him, because he thinks that he has to do everything, he has to be all over the pitch. And Mazraoui spoke there about being patient, moving the ball again, wait until the right time, till opportunities come.
Yeah.
Well, that happened a few times in the first half where they were trying to pass it around on the edge of the box, and each time Bruno got it, he just shot.
Yeah.
When it was like so obvious, just pass it again, be patient, take your time. And then again, out of possession, he's chasing after the ball, and it's stuff that you learn at a really young age, that's not, if it goes over there 5 yards, well then there's another player on the ground, be where you are. So if you look at Rashford, you look at Bruno, 2 players who can command a really high transfer fee. Whether he's brave enough to move the 2 of them on, I don't know, because it's a really big call.
That's the word I was kind of searching for. There's going to be an element of bravery attached to that, because it's almost like a sink or swim thing. Lots of permutations. Look, basically what most Manchester United onlookers are trying to do now is pick his team, and Gary said it in commentary in respect of Martinez and Shaw, that likely only one of those 2 can play in this system. Do you agree with that? And if so, which of the 2 would you pick?
I do agree. I think the days of Luke Shaw being a wing back are gone, because of the injuries, because of his age now. He's over 30, I think he is. So I just think the style of player that he is, he's very talented on the ball. He will help them in their build-up play, and I think he's a much calmer and more sensible choice to play in that left-sided position than Martinez. You've seen after the goal that they conceded, when he charged up the pitch, within 2 seconds he's diving in on someone's feet because he wants to make amends for it. That's not the sign of an intelligent sort of player that you can trust and rely on. So I would say certainly Luke Shaw up to this weekend. And I think tonight there will be a couple of players that were 50-50, and he's starting to find out now, the manager, which ones he will pick, which ones he can trust and rely on.
It's a good answer, isn't it? Like, all of them, just straight out. There's no that's where do you need to improve, in what areas? All of them. And he's right, he knows.
He is, yeah. The most important thing is for United to be successful is they need to start keeping clean sheets, and they need to be tough to break down. Because of the style of football that he wants to play, they will become a team that dominates possession, that creates opportunities. They need to stop being so easy to play against. You can see signs of it in the initial press at times. But once it goes past that front line, then the midfield doesn't seem to have the legs or the organisation to stop it, and then if you've got defenders running out of position, then you've got no chance.
Results aside, as a person and a human being and a football manager, he's in that kind of honeymoon period, isn't he? Because he's an interesting character, and I think there's United fans want to see that human response. They don't want that polished answer. Like, he could very easily have come out there and said, a la Eric Ten Hag or whatever, I thought we were excellent tonight. You know, I thought we played very. You didn't really. I mean, you've scraped a 3-2 win against Bodo Glimt. It's got to be exponentially better than that pretty quickly, looking at the fixtures coming down the line with Man City and Arsenal on the horizon. So to get that admission of where they are, that counts for something as United fans looking in.
Absolutely. They had Sir Alex Ferguson for such a long time, who was a huge personality, and then for the last period of time they've had Ten Hag, who's just sort of said whatever he wanted to say, and everyone could tell that's not what we've seen on the pitch, that's not what's happening. So they just want someone they can relate to, someone who's going to be honest. And to me, he looks like a really good guy, but he looks like someone that isn't going to suffer fools easily. He's going to get rid of people. He's going to tell people, that's you're done, get out of here. You're looking at like Anthony tonight, and he may as well have been waving goodbye forever when he was walking off the pitch, because that performance won't be good enough for Ruben Amorim. And yeah, you can only wish him the best, because so many managers have failed to try and get the best out of this group of players, and it's always been a manager who's had to suffer defeat and move on. I think there'll be more support for this guy, and I think they'll be quicker to get rid of players now.